What is up, everyone? It's that time again. You're listening to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Been a Week. It has been a week. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like a minute since I've just gotten on here and just ranted and spoke. And, sometimes you just feel like you have a day or a week where it's like, you want to bitch, you just want to complain, and you just want to get it out, right? Like, not every day is going to be peaches and roses and positivity. Some days I'm just like, bah. Do you guys ever feel that way? So this is going to be a short episode. It's going to be a solo episode. AJ might tune in. You never know. AJ's got a lot going on with work-wise, so you never know when he's bopping in or out. But let me tell you guys about one of my experiences. A couple of them that's happened this week that it just makes me go what? Where am I? Why am I here? And what is wrong with the general public? What is wrong with society? What makes people do the things they do? I mean, how many times a day do you ask yourselves that? Why? Yeah, so this week it's been kind of busy. These last few weeks have been a little busy. I'm preparing to get ready to do a movie, which is very exciting, which I'll be telling you guys about soon. So I'm, in the midst of packing and prepping and trying to leave to shoot this movie in Palm Springs, actually. So that'll be fun. And, you guys have heard, I think it was last year, maybe it was last summer, when I had my whole incident with the Aspen Dental. I don't know if you're a newer listener, you won't know, but if you've been a long time listener of It's Been a Week, you remember I went to the dentist office and the lady was trying to tell me that my gums are a bed of plants and you need to take care of them. And I'm like, honey, I don't know what your clientele is, but I've always taken very good care of my teeth. Hygiene and dental hygiene is I actually think it's one of my biggest turn on and turn offs with people. I don't know, when someone starts talking, the first thing I gravitate to is their teeth. And now I'm not saying everyone has to have picture perfect teeth, but they can be clean, they can be flossed, everyone can get a little Crest White strip. You know what I'm saying? So I regularly go to the dentist. I love going to the dentist. I go twice a year. I go every 6 months. I go get my, just a cleaning. I floss, I brush, I mouthwash every day. And every 6 months, I like to just go get that little polish, that little, little, whatever you want to call it, polish, whatever you want to call it, where you just leave feeling your teeth are so that you can feel them glowing. You know what I mean? You know that feeling. And there's so many people out there that are afraid of the dentist, which I'm always I guess it's kind of, people have different experiences. And I remember at one point when I was younger and I went and I had to get a filling and I was not fully numb and that hurt like a son of a bitch. So I do see where people could probably get scarred from that. But in general, when you're just going to get a cleaning, it's it's a great feeling. It feels good. It's all good. So the other thing that's really funny about the dentist, I love when you go and they're like, okay, so what are you doing in April of next year? And I'm like, I guess I'm free. I don't know. So I try to, like I said, go every 6 months, be regular. My last appointment was supposed to be 2 weeks ago and I ended up having to be in LA for something. So I was like, okay, I can't make it. So I rescheduled it to today. No big deal, right? It was 2 weeks later. When I called in, I was like, hey, I need to reschedule my appointment. They were like, okay, how about this day? And she said, how about 9 a.m.? And I said, perfect. I put it in my phone, 9 a.m. AJ was in the car with me. It was going through the vehicle. He heard them say 9 a.m. 9 a.m. So then I get a text message. Hi, Ben, please confirm your appointment for 9 a.m. Confirm the appointment. I get another text a few days later. Hey, Ben, just a reminder, your appointment's coming up at 9 a.m. Great. I am ready for this appointment. So before I get into the story of what happened today, I'm not going to mention the name of the dentist office because I'm not, this is not to try to hurt their business in any way. So I'm not going to mention the name. I also need to shout out that the entire staff in back of house is amazing. The dentist, the dental hygienist, everyone, my girl Savannah who brings me back, everyone is amazing. Okay. They're great. They're the reason I keep going to this dentist because they're they're nice, they're friendly, they're on it. It's great. So I get to the dentist today for my 9 a.m. appointment. And I know that you always have to fill out like a little paperwork and you have to sign some bullshit. So I always get there, I think I was there at 8:55 for a 9 a.m. appointment because I knew it was going to take me 2 seconds. So I walk in, I approach the front desk, and I'm standing there, and no one even acknowledged. No one's like, "Hi, we'll be right with you," or "Hey, how's it going?" Nothing. There's 3 people behind the desk. No one's even acknowledged me. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just patiently waiting, and someone goes, "Yeah, hi," and I'm like, "Oh, hi." I said, "I'm here. I have a 9 o'clock appointment. What's your name?" I said, "Ben." Okay. And they hand me this clipboard, and then they're like, "Just fill that out. They'll be out to get you." I said, okay. So I go, I sit down. I'm pretty much, you have to initial all this shit. You have to sign something, all the waivers, whatever. So I sign the things. I bring it back up to the desk, and I'm again standing there. No one for the second time acknowledges me. And I look over, and this lady's like, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh, I filled this out." And she goes, "Just leave it there." And I said, "Oh, okay." And that's when I knew this lady and I were probably not going to be best of friends. So I set the clipboard down. I go and I sit down. I'm scrolling through TikTok. I did my Wordle. I'm just like, do. And, there's like screaming kids in the lobby, which you can't help that, whatever. Sitting there, and I'm like, God, this is, taking a while. So now it's 9:45. And I'm like, okay. So they pull me back and they go for x-rays, which I was like, maybe if there's a dentist out there that listens can help me clarify, do we really have to do x-rays every 6 months? Like, I feel like it's every time I go, it's like more x-rays, more x-rays. First of all, I don't want that x-rays and the radiation like going through my body all every 6 months. Second of all, which I'm sure it's not very much because like the hygienist doesn't even wear like the lead cape or apron thing anymore. They just like shoot the pictures, but still. And then I'm sitting there, they do the x-rays. And I remember last time when I went to Aspen Dental, if anyone remembers the story, they had me do the whole 360 scan where I had to stand in this thing. And I was like, I don't think my insurance, I mean, I have pretty good insurance, but I don't think it's going to cover this. And then I got a like $800 bill for this picture, this 3D scan of my mouth that I didn't need, that they were like, wow, your teeth look great. I'm like, yeah, well, what was the fucking point of this? So they pull me back, they do the x-rays, and they're like, okay, now you can go wait in the lobby until we're ready for you. And I'm like, wait in the lobby? I've already been in there for like 45 minutes. But I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there waiting longer, waiting. And I'm like, okay, we're pushing like 10 a.m. here. So I go up and I'm like, I got things to do today. Like, I'm getting ready to leave. I got to go do this movie. I got a lot rolling. So I go up to the desk now for the third time, not acknowledged. And they look at me and they're like, yeah. And I go, I think I might have to reschedule. I was like, I've been here for an hour. My appointment's at 9. And this lady, she's a larger woman. She was just sitting there and she kind of looked at me and she was like, what's your name? And I'm thinking, for the second fucking time, Ben. And she goes in her computer and she goes, your appointment's at 10. And I go, well, it's not. I go, I scheduled it at 9. They told me it was 9. I put it in my phone as 9, and I've gotten 2 text messages from you. And I pulled the text messages up. I said, I have 2 text messages from you saying they're 9. And she goes, well, it's in our computer as 10. Your appointment's at 10. And I go, well, I don't know what to tell you, but like, why is your automated system? Why am I getting text messages saying my appointment's at 9? And she's like, well, I don't know, but it's at 10 and it's been scheduled. It's at 10 a.m. since October. And I go, well, that's inaccurate because this is a rescheduled appointment. So this has not been scheduled since October. And she goes, oh, yeah, I can see you rescheduled it in mid-March. And I'm like, yeah, for 9 a.m. And she goes, what's in our computer is 10. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, the fact that I scheduled the appointment for 9 and the fact that it's in my phone at 9 and the fact that I've gotten 2 text messages saying it's at 9 a.m. and I walked in this morning and said, hi, I'm here for a 9 a.m. appointment and no one said anything. I'm like, surely you can understand my frustration here. And she just got real snotty with me. And I was like, look, ma'am, please don't make me hurt your feelings. Like, you are obviously an easy fucking target. And she just goes, sir, I'm sorry. You're going to have to just wait. And I said, okay, well, will I be seen at 10? And she goes, they'll come get you when they're ready. And I'm like, the customer service of people, it's mind blowing. I'm like, do you know how many dentist offices are in just our town? I could go anywhere. Like this, like so this lady's sitting in the corner. And then there's this other lady who, like, she's the one I remember I talked to her on the phone because she has a very, like, distinctive voice. And her customer service skills, like, literally you'll answer and she'll be like, "Hi, thanks for calling blank dentist office. Like, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, hi, yeah, I'd like to schedule an appointment." "All right, well, like, what day do you want to come in?" Yeah, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, I don't work customer service. I've never had to answer a phone like that. But if I did, mind you, I have no training. I have no prior skills in answering phones. I would say, "Hi, thank you for calling Ben McDonald's dentist office. We'd love to get you scheduled for an appointment. How can I help you today?" "Oh, great. Let me see what we have available." "Oh, yes. Okay. So we're booked up on that day. We could get you in the following day. Would 9 a.m. work for you?" Like, how is customer service that difficult? Like, you don't have to be super fake or super phony. You can just be a nice person and be like, "We're trying to operate a business here." When you're trying to operate a business, when you're trying to get people's money and try to provide a service, like, who who in their right mind is like, "Yeah, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, sure." Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who What's crazy too is, okay, so these front of the office people, like, they are what they are. But the management, whoever's running this joint, don't you want quality people working for you that are going to like help your business like flourish and excel? It makes no sense to me. So I get to the back. The sweet girl that I love, she comes and she goes, "Ben, we're ready for you." She brings me to the back, and she overheard this whole thing going on. So I think inside she was probably halfway like dying and halfway laughing. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She's like, "They don't know who you are." And I'm like, "Girl." And I said, "Look, you're the reason I still come here. Like, and it's for real. Like, the hygienist, the dentist, they're all amazing. Like, when you get into the back and you're in the chair, it's the best experience. It's one of the best dentists I've been to." But I'm like, I told him, I said, "You guys need to work on your front of house." I go, "That's your brand. That's the first thing people see. That is like, that's when you're trying to get new customers. That's when people are making appointments. Like, that is the first thing they see. They should be in the back doing like admin work where you don't ever see them. Like, they should not be front of house." So then I'm telling the hygienist, and she was like, "Well, it's just so crazy. They treated you that way because the office manager was sitting right there." And she described the office manager, and I go, "That's who I had my interaction with." So not only was this girl a complete bitch, she's the office manager. You're in charge of this. So not only if you're treating me that way, imagine what you're letting other people get away with. I mean, it's yeah. So for some reason, anytime I go to the dentist's office, it's just always there's always an experience. And when I was sitting there this morning, I was like, okay, I got to get ready to shoot the podcast today. And I was like, I wonder what I should talk about. And then it's so funny how it just, whatever you want to talk about, it just welcomes itself right to you. There it is. Um, yeah. So dentists. I mean, good thing is no cavities. My teeth are clean. Fast fact for all you, I have all four of my wisdom teeth. And the dentist today was like, "You know what? He goes, if you keep brushing as good as you do, you'll have no problem." He goes, "You have plenty of room in your mouth." So I don't know how many teeth that makes. How many teeth do normal people? How many teeth do you have minus your wisdom teeth? Which I would guess. So I guess I have four more teeth than most people. Because do most people get their wisdom teeth removed? I don't know. I've only ever heard horror stories with people getting their wisdom teeth removed, which is why I've always just kept them, because I was like, they don't bother me. They're not pushing my teeth. They're not crowding my mouth. Like, why would I just go in and electively have four teeth removed from my jaw? No, thank you. So that was the dentist story. And, again, I know her name and I could have said it, but I'm going to be the bigger person and not put her on blast. It's a small town. But if you listen, like, just be better. That's all I have to say about that. And there was another incident this week. So, going out to restaurants in small towns. And again, I'm not going to mention the name because I'm not out here to try to like hurt businesses. I don't want to like put anyone on blast. That is not the goal of this. The goal is just to tell the story because it's comic. To me, it's funny. I mean, they probably don't think it's that funny, but I think it's funny. So, went with a friend. She wanted to go get dinner. I was like, "Great, let's go sit at the bar. We can just have a drink and get some dinner, right?" So we walk in and we're like, "Hi, can we, get a table in the bar? Or can we sit at the bar?" And they go, "Yeah, we're closing soon." And it was like 8:30. I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, they're open till like 9:30. So I was like, "Okay, we have an hour to like get dinner and drink. That's plenty of time." So we're sitting there and they were like, "Okay," but the waitress comes over. She goes, "I just want you to know, like, kitchen closes in 15 minutes. And like, we're closing soon." And we're like, "Okay, got it. Noted." So we're like looking at the menu. We're like, let's get a burger, get something simple. Crickets. No one comes. She doesn't come back. She doesn't come around. Every time we see her walking, I'm like, oh, ma'am, oh, no, just keeps on trucking through. So I'm like, so you're going to sit us down here and be like, we're closing soon. FYI, you better hurry. You got to hurry. You got to hurry. And then no service. Zilch, nothing. So I was like, okay. So I finally get her attention and she goes, well, the kitchen's closing. I go, well, we've been trying to get your attention for 10 fucking minutes. So that's not my problem. And I'm like, we ordered very simple food. So we get our food and she comes out, and as this lady, I can't even make this up. We're sitting down. She's handing us the plate. And literally, as I grab it, my fingers, the tips of my fingers have touched the surface. She goes, by the way, it's hot. Oh, okay, thank you. Usually that's something you would tell people before you hand it to them, or before you would say, hey, just be careful. This is really hot. Literally, she waited until I was holding it and she goes, oh, by the way, that's hot. What the fuck? Okay, thank you. Set the plate down. So we're sitting there having a drink. I'm having a Whitney Houston, which if you don't know what Whitney Houston is, it is my go-to drink. It is a vodka and Diet Coke. And why is it called a Whitney Houston? Because Whitney loved vodka and she died of Coke. And that is the drink I drink all the time. If you know me, you know I'm drinking a Whitney Houston. And the reason I started drinking that is because when I first started Ozempic like years ago, I would get such bad heartburn anytime I would drink alcohol. And for some reason, I don't know the science. I don't know what, maybe someone out there knows more than me. When I would drink vodka Diet Coke, it would like soothe my heartburn. It was the only thing, like if I had a glass of wine, forget it. Heartburn is through the roof. For some reason, the Diet Coke, it would just like soothe it. It was great. So then I just became addicted to vodka Diet Cokes. So we're sitting at the bar, order vodka Diet Coke, and like it was a heavy pour. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I said, hey, do you mind if I get this in a tall glass? You know, because when you get it in a short glass, obviously there's less liquid. So when you put it in a tall glass, it's not that there's more alcohol, but they'll put more Diet Coke or whatever your mixer is. So they go, yeah, that's fine. So they take my drink, they pour it into a tall glass, and they give it right back to me. The same amount of liquid. Didn't add any Diet Coke. Didn't add nothing. I'm like, yeah. So I didn't need the taller glass, like for visual, like just because I wanted to look at a taller glass. Like the taller glass was so that there was. So I go, can you put some more Diet Coke in it? Like what is this? Are people this? I help me understand. Help me understand. If you have a short glass and you have a drink and you go, oh, can I get this in a tall? Wouldn't that mean you'd ask, oh, did you want a double? Or, oh, you put more alcohol, or you put more Diet Pop, or whatever the hell. Oh my God, I just said pop. There's how you know I'm from Minnesota. I haven't used that word in forever. Put more soda in there, or you put whatever your mixer is, you add more. That is the point of a tall glass. So I don't know. So we have our drink, and then we like get our bill, and they were like, as we're leaving, more people are coming in, and they're like, oh yeah, you go, come on in. I'm like, what happened to the kitchen's closing? You're closing soon. I mean, the people, okay. And then my last rant, and then we'll wrap up this bubble of negativity, this bubble of bitching and complaining. I know I spoke on this last week, you guys, but this Starbucks thing is really becoming an issue. Using the mobile app, and it's mind-boggling to me, and it's happening at multiple Starbucks. So someone in the Starbucks corporate world, you need to like, I don't know, we need to send out a memo. We need to prep the employees. We need to prep the baristas. We need to tell them it is okay to do a mobile order. The point of a mobile order is I don't have to pull out my credit card and pay. I don't have to like try to explain my order over the speaker. And you have a heads up. I usually place the order like 5-10 minutes before I get there. So like this should be making everyone's life easier. Again, today I pull up, I said I have a mobile order for Ben, and they're like, well, we're not done with that yet. And I'm like, okay, well, if I were to sit right here, what if I said cancel the mobile order? Hi, can I get a cold brew with sugar-free vanilla and almond milk? Oh, great. So now you have to start making that from scratch. Now you're going to, when I place that order, you're going to be like, we haven't even started on that. Well, no shit. You don't have the order yet. So even if you haven't started the order, fine. But I can tell you I'm here for the mobile order. You should be able to look that up and make it. What's like, at least I don't have to tell you what it is. I don't have to pay for it. It's already paid for. Odds are maybe you did already make it. Like, why is this such an issue? Why are people, Also, something funny is when I spoke on this last week, I made a clip about it on social media, and last week I had gotten my microneedling done, so I was like very red in the face, and my face was swollen from the microneedling. And some troll, some hater on Instagram posted this like meme or GIF on the video of me as a pig, which little do they know that is not going to offend me because I love pigs. Hello, we have one named Phil. So I was like, actually, you're not wrong. I was pretty red in the face, and my face was pretty swollen. But isn't it funny how people will just take so much time out of their day to like comment hateful things? I'm like, listen, I'll get on my Facebook wars. I'll stir the pot. But it's usually when I'm like standing up for something I believe in, or you're standing up for the underdog, or trying to do the right thing. Like when you, just to scroll and like post hateful things on people, I'm like, who has that kind of time? I'm like, I don't know, man. Also, if you've seen me lifting my arm up and you notice this like discoloration on my elbow, yeah, this part right here. So it is going away, and the dermatologist said it will go away. That is from when I was riding my Segway around the ranch, which I do every single day. That's how I get down to the mailbox. That's how I go check on horses. That's like I zip around on the Segway all the time. I've had it for five years. I've been riding around the Segway. I have never fallen off. I've always been good. Like 3 months ago, I ate shit and I was the most basic. I was stone cold sober. I was just driving and just started to turn a little bit. And I don't know what happened. The Segway like hit a rock, and the Segway went one way and I went the other way, and I had road rash down my arm, down my leg, all over. In this like, it's all healed obviously, but like my skin, it's like a different color. So it's quite interesting. And I asked the dermatologist, I'm like, is this, she goes, it will go away. She's like, when you got the road rash, she's like, the pigment in your skin. And I'm like, okay. So yeah. So if you ever see me with that in the next few months, it is not like some weird birthmark. It is not some sickness. It is discolored skin from eating shit on a Segway. That's all I can say about that. Very busy week ahead. I got a really fun guest coming on next week that, for everyone that likes the little throwbacks to my childhood and all that fun stuff, and headed off to film this movie. And, let's make it a great week, everyone. So this is a shorter episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you have a great week. And if you have to encounter like stupid, customer service representatives, I guess I don't really know what the advice is on that. I mean, I wouldn't want their job, so I guess like give them some grace, but also like just don't be a dick. To them. Not, I'm saying not you. Hopefully they're not a dick, and then you don't have to be a dick back. You know what I mean? Like if she would have been so friendly and been like, "Hey, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We have your appointment here at 10. I don't know where the mix-up was. I'm so sorry." Like I would have been like, you know what? It's fine. No big deal. But she's like, "We have you in at 10. I'm like, you know what? Shove it. And like I said, I could have said much meaner things, but I am growing as a person, and I am going to take the high road and be the best Ben I can be. All right, everyone. Make it a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday.